Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair Rouge Raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 3 of What If Deku Was Raised by the Volgana Mafia. First, a few ground rules. 1. Last episode I was jumping back and forth because, well, in his name, because I wasn't exactly sure if you guys knew it or not. Or I should say, were used to it. Now I'm going to be doing it as if you are used to it. From here on out, whenever I say Jonio Volgana or Jovo, you think Deku. Got it? Got it. Next. We are also having a time skip middle school graduation. Now, you may be wondering, how or why? Well, let me tell you. Things have been busy since the last time you've seen our little Jovo. As we last left off, Jovo, he just beat the living shite out of Katsuki. However, this was an important thing. Because, Jovo and Katsuki over the summertime, as both of them were then trained and worked with each other forcibly, they grew to be fond of one another. Katsuki's picked up a few mannerisms and a slight change in wardrobe and usual attire outside of combat, as well as a bit more respect and, I would say, a lot less gloatal attitude. And Izuku has picked up, a very good friend outside of the family, so to speak. Now, you may be wondering, why skip so far ahead? It's because I don't want this series to take 4.5 years just to get to, the actual UA. What can I say? I appreciate y'all. I don't think y'all would appreciate that much of a time draw. So I'm getting it up to that point. And why am I making it a high school? Because, it seems like a fun idea. Drama! But I digress. They are now picking out high schools, and Katsuki has been, whenever he's not there over at the Volgana household or at Gokudara household, every summer, him and Izuku stay in touch via gaming and chats online. They're friends and have been so for a few years now. So naturally they stay close. And slowly but surely, Bakugou has been tempting him. Hey man, come to UA. What? Come on, it'll be fun. After all, you have to realize it's one of the most highly acclaimed hero schools, even internationally. I mean, virtually nothing goes wrong here. At worst, there's a few training incidents, and they turn out fantastic heroes. You always said you wanted to be one of those, right? You didn't want to follow in the traditional family lineage? Like, your sister's currently doing? Yeah, you got a fair point. Come on, it'll be a blast. Besides, I need someone there who can at least put up a good fight. Oh, that's gonna be a cakewalk for me, otherwise it would be so damn boring. I don't feel like going through boring stuff. You really haven't changed that much, have you, Katsuki? You know it, you crazy shithead. Now come on! Alright, you premature firecracker. What'd you say? Nothing? Anyways. What do you want to do, huh? You want to do some gaming tonight? No, I want you to give me an answer. Come on. Come on, 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 come on. Come on, say you'll do it. I'll think about it, alright? Uh, really, man? Yes, really, man. I have to think about it. I mean, Dad's got some things set up for me. What am I gonna do? Suddenly tell him that I want to go to Japan and attend the UA high school? I mean, how do you think he's gonna react to it? Oh, I don't know. I'd probably react to it going like, "Oh, neat. You want to do your own thing. All right." Wait, what? What? As they both turn around and see, well, in Izuku's room, none other than, well, Mr. Volgana. Dad. Yes. D- d- I was coming to get you for dinner and let you know what's going on, but if you want to go over to Japan that badly, who am I to stop you? Wait, what? Yeah, I'd set you up a house there. I could set you up a house there, no problem. You'd have to make sure to take care of it, and there would be a annual inspection of it every 3 months to make sure you're keeping up to date. You'd also have to send over your homework reports and everything else, as well as make sure to keep in contact with your mother, sister, and me on a daily basis. But, I'd be more than willing to let you go. Wait, you're kidding me? Holy cow, yeah! You can hear Katsuki on the other end of the line, like, come on, dude! It's like, what about? Hey, if you want to do your own thing, who am I to stop you? You're your own man. And if you're going to make your own choices, I'm going to support them completely and truly. Hell, what type of father would I be if I tried to make everything in life if I tried to force you down a path in life? I wouldn't be one at all. You're your own person. And just because you want to do something that isn't, well, what I usually would want for you, it doesn't mean I won't support you down it. Besides, there's nothing you can do that wouldn't make me proud of you. Dad, don't give me that sulking face. Come on, bring it in. As Izuku takes off. Oh, dang it, I did it again. As Jovo takes off his headgear and sets it down and gives his big old man a hug. There you go, Jovo. There you go. Now, come on down. Hang up with your friend and come on down. After all, you'll be hanging out with him a lot more than you will be us soon anyhow. Oh. Right. I gotta go, Katsuki. Alright, man. Cool. See you. As Katsuki hangs up, he's like, holy cow! As his mom comes in there, what the hell are you making all this racket for? Ma, you ain't gonna believe this. Jovo's coming to Japan! Wait, you mean that kid you made friends with over in America? Yeah, my best friend. He's coming over to Japan. Oh, what for? He's going to attend UA. He is going to attend UA? Yeah! Oh, it's gonna be epic! Oh, it's gonna be awesome having him over. And you finally get to meet him. Right. I'm happy for you. Now shut the hell up and get ready for dinner. Yes, ma'am. He was really a good thing for you. I know, right? Him and his pops have taught me a lot. I've noticed. So you're not the same piece of shit you were when you were younger. Shut up. Anyways, let's get some meat. What'd you make? As cut it off there as the old man comes inside, we cut back to Jovo. As he sits down at the table and then Mr. Volgana states, well, family, we better enjoy 'em while we have 'em. Wait, what do you mean? Mrs. Volgana states, as well as Angie, his sister. Well, simple. Our little friend here, well, no. Jonio. Jonio's decided to head to Japan to study at Hero School, UA. You can't be serious. He's going to study at Hero School? Angie states, a little bit miffed. He's supposed to be running the family with me. Easy now, Angie, easy. How can you let this happen? He's part of us. He's family. You can't just send him away like I'm not sending him away. This is his choice. He wants to be a hero. He always has. It's that same type of thought process that made him save you. Or have you forgotten that? Angie, Shovo, I want to do this. I want to be a hero. The best hero I can be. I know the Volgana family's important, and I'll never forget it, nor forsake it. I always care about this family. And knowing what I know, I can help it. What do you mean? Mrs. Volgana states. Simple. Basically, the Volgana family doesn't break many laws, if that many at all. Most of it's mostly bending. I mean, technically, most of the things you do is run protection rackets, which, while a bit unorthodox, is technically a bodyguard service. And even then, the rackets themselves aren't putting people under duress, as you're very lenient and kind with people. And you don't treat it like traditional mafia rackets. You don't run in and bang on the doors. You don't demand the money. You listen to the people. And the money you get from there is put into investment banking, which is then cycled up and cranked into legitimate money. Followed up from that, well, granted, we do launder money, but for the most part, it's untraceable. It's mostly done through private gyms that we own, and most people sign up, under so many different aliases, so many different names listed underneath that it's easy to just sign and forget. Claim that, oh, yes, we technically have over 200 members, but only about 80 ever show up. You know, the people that will sign up for a membership and just forget about it, or just say, I don't want to do it anymore. It's simple. I mean, yes, it's, well, not exactly illegal, but technically speaking, these are most white-collar crimes. And even then, it's just bending the rules for the most part. There's no drug dealing, there's no private military or gun running. For the most part, this family's made its money off of interests. And, well, a few other things. What do you mean, Pops? You know the basic level stuff. We've also, well, had to get rid of several other gangs, and once we've done so, we're not heroes, so whatever money or fortunes they had, we took and added them to our own. Any type of drug stockpile or anything like that were anonymously donated to the police forces. What they do with them is up to them. But for the most part, they're categorized and sealed away. And we get an anonymous tip of money and support from them. In addition to that, if there's ever villain on the run, we usually discreetly handle it, in case the heroes are a bit too preoccupied. We do all that? Yes. You're old enough to know better now. You're 16, going on 17. It's more than high time you learned what we actually do. We're essentially, while we do act as a mafia, outside the usual parameters of law, we aren't exactly clean, but we're not exactly dirty. Granted, we've had a few shares of brawls with heroes. I remember my fight with All Might wasn't that grand. Oi, I still have the scar on my... You fought All Might? Yes, he was quite the showboat. But he was powerful, and more importantly, he was respectful. He was able to beat me clean. He beat you? Yes. Granted, that was when he was younger. He seems to have lost a lot of his steam at this point. Either that, or he hasn't been able to, or he hasn't come across anyone to challenge him in a good while. It's a real shame, that. You're kidding. Not in the slightest. He was a lot more powerful when I faced him, or at least showed more of his power. Oh well. Enough of that. I've also fought with with my biological. Relax, Jovo. You're my son. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing ever will. It was a slip of the tongue. He's nothing to me. He's nothing to me. I know, Jovo. I've also fought with Endeavor. His mastery of fire is decent. His raw firepower is extravagant. But his overall skill set is a bit flawed. Oh? Yes. He'll run himself ragged if he isn't careful. He uses his flames way too liberally. Doesn't know how to use his actual fists, which is his downfall. He's a ranged combatant, choosing to fight at mid and long range. If he's ever brought into hand-to-hand, he's virtually useless. But what about the muscles he has is primarily for show, intimidation. Not to mention he trains his stamina and cardio primarily to help him build up a retention for the drawback. You know, the standard heat stroke problem that most fire users have. Yeah, that's primarily the reason for his muscle. Unlike us, he uses his flames too liberally. In a long drawn-out fight, he's practically useless. He's a blitzkrieger, first and foremost, choosing to fire large volleys of flame until the opponents are eliminated. You and I, as well as your mother and sister, are way more conservative with our use of fire. Only using it in extreme cases, only unleashing large torrents of flame in extreme cases. I see. Due to that, we've become a bit more controlled, as you can tell. Right. Now, enough of that nastiness. Let's eat and enjoy our last few weeks together. Okay? You make it sound like I'm not coming back. A- after after school's over with, I can come back home, right? I can come back to I can come back here. Of course, Shovo. Of course. I didn't mean to make it sound so permanent. This is your home. You're always welcomed here. I meant to say, once we haven't been without you for such a long time. It's sudden, you know? Right. I get it. I'll be nervous too. Don't be worried, darling. We'll make sure to be there for all the large functions as well as to visit as often as possible. Don't you dare think that don't you dare think that this overbearing mother will be out of your hair for even 1 month without at least giving you some sort of grief and or embarrassment. Oh joy, Izuku states with a weary smile. Yep, you're part of the family. You're screwed. As the few weeks pass by and everything is arranged, as he gets a house that is in the same district general area as the Yaoyorozu household, as well as the Tenya household, I should say. Well, not household, the same residential neighborhood. My apologies. Same residential neighborhood as the Tenya residence as the Yaoyorozu residence. As naturally in those neighborhoods, gossip begins to flow. And I do mean to flow. As this as the house that was previously there, a somewhat traditional manner is, well, taken apart and reconstructed. And in case you don't know customs, that's usually a big no-no. But the Volganas don't give zero damns. As this was the closest neighborhood they could find that had low crime rate, but was close to UA. Oh yeah. As, well, everything is built in a somewhat Western and modernistic design. As the Yaoyorozu household is kind of looking at this going, what the actual hell? Someone with a large amount of money came in, bulldozed a place, metaphorically speaking, and created this. All within a span of a few weeks. Either someone's making a very big mistake, or someone is paying a very extravagant amount of money considering the amount of construction workers they have listed on this thing. As after about halfway through the summer, the thing is constructed to damn near perfection. As moving companies bring in several different commodities. As eventually, well, the new resident arrives. A single young man with dark brown hair, pardon me, with dark spiky brown hair and very ornate gloves in a 3-piece black and red suit. Walks in. Naturally, the families make themselves known. They come over, they knock on the doors and, well, try and introduce themselves. As the first few come down and introduce themselves, blah, 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 over the course of the day. The Yayarozus are next, as they knock on the door, and Jovos very eagerly, well, at least outwardly, eagerly opens the door. Good day. Forgive me, I'm fresh from America. My Japanese might be a bit rough. Oh, it's no problem. I'm Mr. Yayarozu. You could just call me Mr. Yayarozu. This is my wife, and our daughter. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Yayarozu, as well as you, young Miss Yayarozu. I am Jovo, Jonio Volgana, but most people call me Jovo. Sorry about that. I'm assuming you're here to either just to introduce yourselves or possibly discuss business. Introductions mainly. Just one. Oh, then please do come in, come in. Well, he brings out several different glasses of mild wine, high in flavor, low in alcohol. As long as I stay at home, Dad says I can Dad says I can have at least a few cups a day. After all, red wine's good for the blood cells. Huh? Your dad seems like a very knowledgeable man. Yes, he very much is. Volgana, where have I heard that name before? Oh, we've made quite the impact on investments and sales. I see. Anyways, so what brings you here? Well, I am to be attending UA, or at least trying to. If I fail, I'm going to get my ear chewed out. But I'm very confident I'll be able to pass the entrance exam. Oh, with someone of your amount of money, couldn't you, well, buy your way in? Mr. Yayarozu states. Well, yes, certainly I could. That would be the easy way. I don't want the easy way. Oh? I don't look down on people who do take it. After all, from what I can tell, the entrance exam is primarily combat merit. They only have one test to show intelligence, which I find to be a bit of a farce. Especially considering Japan's low crime rate, considering everything else, combat should not be the primary focus of a hero. Search and rescue, as well as hazard avoidance should be additioned as well. Possibly interrogation and or other means. But combat focus is generally what they're looking for. So I knock no one who can afford to go through that way to do so. But my quirk is very combat oriented. And I assure you, it is, well, very useful. Oh, and what is your quirk? Well, if I may, I don't feel like divulging that. Oh? And why so? Simple. I don't trust you. Well, aren't you very blunt? Very. It's one of my many flaws, as well as one of my many virtues. I'm honest to a fault. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to deceive you. I'm not going to jerk you around, as my mother would put it. I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I'll tell you plainly. I don't trust you. And honestly, you've done nothing to prove to me that I should. You introduced yourselves to me mainly out of obligation, as has everyone for the last hour or so. But that's that. I have my own way of doing things. It's not traditional. And very American. So I apologize if I come across as a crass, rude, asinine dastard. But that's somewhat who I am. And I have no cares about it. As he takes a long sip of his wine. I'll be your best friend if you're worthy of it. And I won't do anything to bother you. I don't host loud, rambunctious parties. I don't play on my game until the odds ends of the nights. I don't go cruising around the streets in large and loud cars or anything of that nature, nor do I play music ear-bustingly loud. To be fair, compared to some other people I know, I'm quite mild. But that doesn't mean I'm a fool, nor does it mean I'll be taken advantage of. I don't divulge my secrets easily. As far as I'm concerned, my quirk is my business. I hope you have a blessed evening. As he points to the door. Feel free to finish your wine. I have to go to my study. He's a little bastard. Little bit asshole. I swear I haven't come across someone so rude before. I like him, Momo states. What? What? He was frank. To be fair, more high society could use a bit of that. Ain't nothing wrong with what we have, but at least he's honest. I kind of like it. Sweetie, as it is good wine at least. They finish up and leave. The 10-year residents, well, they don't bother visiting over, but they do send a letter in the mail. Welcome to the neighborhood. Sorry we couldn't show up in person, didn't want to be rude. I could like these people. And then the real fireworks start. After a day of setting up and getting used to his new abode, he invites Katsuki. And when I say invite, he takes off on his, newly purchased motorcycle that he got from his pops. You know, have to have some way of getting around the city. And considering how congested the streets can be, might as well get something to get from point A to point B faster. And considering this is high school, driver's license, he heads over to where Katsuki said his address was. As he pulls up, he steps off and wraps his knuckles along the door. Thung, 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 thung. It says, I'm coming, hold your horses. As Mitsuki shows up and opens the door and sees this somewhat elegant young man in a three-piece suit with a red Harley motorcycle behind him. Yes, I'm not going a crotch rocket. He's getting a Harley, dang it. It was either Harley or Indian. I rolled the die. It said Harley, so I went Harley. It's like she goes, is a Mr. Katsuki Bakugou home? Wait, are you? I'm Jonio Volgana. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Mrs. Bakugou. And might I say, your son's words were very untrue. You are quite the lovely individual. Uh, my, aren't you just a little flirt? No, ma'am. Flirting would be a form of lying, and all I'm saying is the truth. Oh, stop it. I'm married. Why, yes, and he is a very lucky man. As all of a sudden, will you stop flirting with my mother? As Bakugou comes running down the stairs and, well, taps into him. Seriously, man, you're here for less than a few seconds and you're already chasing girls. It's like, no, I'm talking with your lovely mother. Oh, he likes to chase girls, does he? Oh, you should see the way he acts around some of them. He is a complete. Hey. There's no need for that. I value all people. It's just women I usually value a bit more. After all, they're a lot more easy on the eyes than a lot of males, at least by my perspective. And, well, it's always easier to act nicer towards someone who you can see fondly. Oh, yes, I'm sure. You do remember she's married, right? Of course. I wouldn't try and steal your mother away from her husband. After all, she brought my best friend into the world. Why on earth would I ever try that? Uh-huh. Anyways, what's with the tux and that? No offense, those two things don't go together. It's formal attire. What can I say? Hard to get not used to wearing things that I'm accustomed to back at home. Uh-huh. And the cherry red rod? Well, being the son of my father is very useful. Man, that is one wild ride you got there. Why are the wheels so thick, though? Added protection. It also has a separate fuel tank, just in case. A separate fuel tank? Yes. As you can see, it's a bit bigger than your standard rod. Granted, it doesn't hit the speeds that, as he puts it, the crotch rockets do here. But who needs speed when everyone's forced to travel at the same rate because of traffic? No, this one's designed for long-term use. Not to mention, it's just, all in all, a very good rod. You picked it out, didn't you? Yes. If you want, I could see about trying to get one for your birthday. Oh, hell yeah. There's a reason I knew I liked you. And so, hey, let's go to the mall. The mall? Yeah, let's enjoy ourselves, relax, kill some time. Alright, sounds like a deal. As they're exploring the mall with hanging around each other in general, Bakugou says, Hey, let's get you some relaxed attire. No thank you. Oh, come on, man. You're seriously going to wear a three-piece suit everywhere you go? It's comfortable. How can that be comfortable? Well, you're just not used to it. Besides, it's bulletproof. Wait, what? You have a bulletproof tuxedo on in public. Well, yes, wouldn't you? What are you so scared of that you would wear a bulletproof suit? I'm not scared of anything. Then why are you wearing a bulletproof suit? Because it's a bulletproof suit. It's a conversation starter. I don't understand you. How on earth does a suit become bulletproof? Kevlar weave. Yeah, you know what? Your family's weird. I forgot about that. It looks so normal on the surface and acts so normal, but I forget most of them are trained killers. Oh, hush now. Anyways, we lent you a few suits. Yeah? Well, then you know they're bulletproof. All those suits that I had from them are bulletproof. Well, yes. Why else would we give them to you? Do your family have non-bulletproof suits? Yes, we have bulletproof dresses for the ladies. God, not what I meant. Do you guys have any suits that aren't bulletproof? Bathing suits, but it was mainly because it's kind of hard to get the weave that small. And, uh, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother asking. Anyway, so, Mr. Bulletproof Suit, what do you feel like doing? Hanging out with my best friend. Crazy bastard. As the day progresses by, they separate for a brief moment as, well, Bakugou goes to grab some beverages and Izuku is hanging out outside. As a loud yell and scream is heard as he notices a large crowd is in the distance. Being the inquisitive soul he is, he goes to check it out. And boy oh boy is he surprised. He is surprised because a dark black-haired woman, well, young lady, with, well, some would say a punk rocker set of clothing attire adorning her, with long, well, ear, well, jacks attached to her lobes, is being attacked and held in place by this sludge-like monster, as several heroes are, well, setting up a barricade and holding the line against such a thing. As Izuku's looking at this and going, why aren't they helping her? As the monster begins to, well, suffocate her. Hollering and berating the police officers and heroes, come any closer and I'll kill her. Just you try me. You're gonna let me go and nothing bad will happen. As Izuku, he's, well, Jovo, he's having none of this. As without even hesitating, without even thinking really, he walks along and he hops over the barrier. One of the heroes tries to stop him, one by the name of Grapple Arms. Puts his hand on his shoulder and is immediately flipped ass over tea kettle into the opposite direction. As the large plume of flame begins to spark off from his hair. What are you, some type of Endeavor wannabe? And with that, Izuku's famous smile, or I should say Jonio's famous smile, goes straight into a scowl. You know, I was going to let you off easy. But seeing as how you brought him up, unfortunately for you, I'm going to have to be a lot harsher. But first things first. He makes a crooked smile while still glaring daggers at the villain. As he raises his hands up and then immediately lowers them down to where the palms of his hands are facing, well, behind him. As plumes of flame begin to spark up. And in an instant, he's gone. Wait, what? Word? As everyone's going, what happened? What's going on? As suddenly, sludge and muck is scattered everywhere as a large hole is missing from the side of the sludge villain, and where the girl used to be. As a few seconds later, they notice the same young man holding her, and holding her underneath on his forearms. Her coughing and hacking as he politely jumps and runs along the side of a, well, building back over to the police, gently setting her down. Please, watch over her. I have business to take care of. As the cops begin to want to stop him, but he gives them a very menacing glare. Don't think about it. As he looks back at the villain. You know, heroes today have no substance, no spark. Do you know that, Sludge? I see these men, and men and women, and they are all standing aside, not letting anyone get close instead of helping. But me, well, I'm no hero. But I'm more than willing to stand up to you, even if my quirk isn't what you would call a best match. So let's go. Just you and me. Let's go. One-on-one. As the sludge villain just smirks, I'm going to enjoy taking over your body. As Izuku states, oh, dang it. Jovo states, good luck with that. But unfortunately for you, I can't let anyone touch this masterpiece. Especially some creepy guy. As the sludge villain lunges forward, trying to, send a large amount of slime his way. As, Izuku turns his hands downward and launches into the sky. With a large boom, he sends himself upwards, just to spin and rotate in the air like some sort of acrobatic. Well, I should say, some sort of acrobatic master. As whenever he's about to get close, as the sludge villain begins to open its maw to try and receive him, he puts both his hands together right in front of him. 0 point. Ignition. As two small spheres of flame protrude from the gauntlets, merging into one, as they bellow forth a large font of fire and heat, smashing into the sludge villain at such an intense pressure that it virtually instantaneously begins to, evaporate whatever water was in his system, breaking him apart on the very, I wouldn't say atomic structure, but on the base level. And as the counter effect to this, Izuku is, Jovo is launched straight into the sky. Several stories into the sky. As the blast keeps going, burying this villain beneath the asphalt, as very few puddles of sludge remain. As you can still see his eyes and teeth in a couple of sets, in a couple of small pools. As whenever Izuku finally gracefully lands, he takes notice of it and just smiles. And to think, I didn't even have to use the full thing. As the sludge villain, very badly weakened and wounded, tries to do anything to get away, but he's quickly caught. And while a lot of the heroes on there begin to look very pissed off and begin to gather around him in a very irritated way and wanting to holler at him, berate him for doing such a thing, he just smiles before they even say one word and says, Now that is how you be a hero. If any of you ever want lessons, please feel free to contact me. For the name is Jonio Volgana, and I will gladly assist anyone in need anytime. Unlike the things I witnessed here. Now, normally I'd love to sit around and chat, but unfortunately I have a friend waiting for me, and I don't want to be late. Have a good one, and remember, always smile in the face of danger, for there is no need to fear. As he does a very big, brazen smile, showing his pearly white teeth, and then takes off like a rocket. Yeah, none of them were expecting that. As All Might is sitting in the background going, I don't know whether that brazen young man is actively searching for attention. Correction, he is searching for attention, but I have to give him credit where credit's due. He did act on it. And maybe he would be a good successor. And as soon as our good friend Jovo lands, well, near the mall, he goes, Hey, Katsuki. Yeah? Yeah, I think you were right. I think we need to trade out this suit and everything. What do you mean? Yeah, it's time we did that. Now? Okay. What took the change of mind? I was thinking about it. You were right. I was walking around, felt a bit weird. Maybe a haircut, too. You know, something a bit shorter. You know, more relaxed. What did you do? Nothing. Anyways, let's go do that, shall we? Sure. You're telling me what you did later, though. Trust me, you'll find out by then. Okay. As, well, Jovo gets some jeans, some shoes, a nice shirt, leather jacket, and has a haircut from his longer, spikier do for a smaller one. As he smiles and goes, Alright, this'll work. He goes, By the way, Katsuki states, why are you wearing those gauntlets? I always see you wearing those dang gloves. He goes, well, it's mainly for medicinal purposes. Medicinal? My hands got burned when I was younger. They still sting every now and then. These gloves keep them from touching the cold air and keep them from aching. So what? It's like some sort of drug? No. It's more like a compression wrap. Compression wrap. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be an angsty sumbitch. But with these, it keeps them from aching and constantly throbbing. Otherwise, my mood would be a lot different. I see. Keep those on then. Yeah. Will do. As suddenly, Katsuki's phone begins to blow up as he looks through it and sees several different videos all looking like Deku showing up and showing up the heroes. A couple of titles being Show Off or New Breed, Hero or Wannabe, or some of the other ones going like Superstar or Super Stud. As he goes, what the hell did you do? Now before you get mad, it's not my fault. As soon as that happens, he gets a phone call. He goes, oh shit. Hello, Dad. Is Jovo? Yes, Dad? I'm a mixture of proud and disturbed by what I just saw. Now, before you get angry, I'm not angry. I just need a reason. I panicked. You panicked. I panicked. You panicked at what? I saw the girl I saw the girl. She needed help. No one was doing anything. It was like it was. It was like her. Ah, I see. Little angel. You had to play the protector role, didn't you? Yeah. But what was all that showboating and talking nonsense? You were speaking some mad shit for someone within punching distance of heroes. So I panicked. You panicked. Again. Yeah. And your instinct when you panicked was to show your hindquarters. It was more of like trying to bluff my way out of the situation. I figured if I acted like I was in charge, then, they wouldn't bother me for the time it would take me to escape. Which is exactly what happened. To be fair, that is a good point. However, your sister is now making and uploading a bunch of these videos, laughing hysterically as she sends them to everyone in the family. You do realize you have just made a new following, yes? And she's doing that? Yep. With titles such as, "Look at what little bro did! He is so adorable trying to play the hero. What the hell is wrong with him? Where did he get this from, your side or our side?" Stuff like that. Your grandparents are somewhat livid. Grandma and Grandpa? Yep. Mama and Papa, they're viewing this and, well, Mama is kinda proud, Papa is more along the lines of, "What the hell is he doing? So embarrassing." As he puts it on speaker and he can hear Papa in the background. "What the hell is he thinking? So embarrassing. I swear, he didn't get that from my side of the family." See what I mean? What about Mom? Oh, Mom is furious. Oh no, but not at you, huh? She's furious at the heroes for making her shining little baby boy having to do their work, possibly risking getting hurt when you haven't even been trained by them yet. Oh yeah, she's in full mama bear mode, and I'm trying to currently keep her tied up and pinned down so she doesn't go over to Japan and, well, possibly cause another incident. Okay. I'm gonna hang up now. Okay, Jova. You know what to do. By the way, we love you. And you were so cool the way you imitated All Might there. Oh, I'm proud of you. As he clicks the phone and goes, "I'm a dead man." Oh, yeah, you really are dead. At least now I know why you want different attire as well as a different look. As the Yayarozu residents, as well as the Tenya residents, both watch the news and see this happening. As Izuku kind of becomes a popular little celebrity. Yeah. This is not looking good. As he goes, "I'm so dead, aren't I?" Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. What do I do? There's nothing really you can do. What do you mean there's nothing I really can do? You put yourself in the limelight, brother. You can't unlimelight yourself, Katsuki states. Like, you gotta own it. I guess you're right. But still, that's rough. Yep. So, what you doing for dinner tonight? Oh, I'm making some eggplant parmesan. Yo, oh, did you get your mom's recipe? Oh, you know it, brother. You know it. Of course, I got my ma recipe. You know I've been training to cook since I was young, since I hit entered middle school. Yeah, man, that was always one of your favorite things, home ec. Well, of course, it was one of the few things that got me away from Dad and his psychotic training. Fair point. All right. Well, let's go to your house then. Heck yeah. As they take off, obviously Bakugou hanging off the back end of Izuku's motorcycle as they finally reach his house and are able to chat and cool down. And boy, oh boy, there was one young lady who will forever be grateful for her shining savior. Hope y'all enjoyed, and please do leave a comment and a like if you thought you needed it. It needs it. Oh, please leave a like if you thought it was worth it. It does need to help the circulation. Bye for now.